Okay, I did not know a guitar could sound this good. What have we just unleashed? Man, so many of you guys know I have been in the market and looking heavily for a Gretch for the past 4 years. Fell in love with the sound of them and just trying to find the right one, you know. Basically what it came down to was I really wanted either a Falcon, I also like the Penguins, and the 6120s. Not that the other stuff isn't cool, it's just I'm like, there's a very particular sound that I wanted. And after waiting even longer, it really came down to I wanted a Falcon. And a friend of mine told me about this. He's like, have you ever tried the Rich Robinson Falcon? I'm like, man, I didn't even know he had one. But makes sense because he plays that Gretch. And sure enough, I saw it, and I'm just like, wow, this is incredible. So the only issue was they were sold out everywhere I looked. And I was like, man, okay, well, I don't mind waiting for it. And believe it or not, 3 days later, I went ahead and put my information in Sweetwater. I was like, notify me when they're in stock. And they got 3 of them in. 2 of them sold right away. I got this one. I just checked. They have 2 more right now. And I was like, oh, man, what are the odds? Go ahead, pull the trigger on it. I do want to thank Sweetwater. They are sponsoring today's video. So if you want to check this out or any of the stuff I'm using today, I'll give you my whole rig, all that stuff. But thank you to them for sponsoring the video. And thank you to them for having these in stock. All right, so let me hit you with the tones real quick. All you were hearing is the Gretch plugged directly into the Z-Rec. Nothing in between it. That's going right into the aux, and the reverb you're hearing is coming from the aux as well. The only thing that you've heard so far that is not this combination is in the intro. I had to use some tremolo. I don't actually own a tremolo pedal, so I had to use my Axe effects for that. But other than that, everything is just Gretch plugged straight into the Z-Rec. Boom, done. Also, if you guys would, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, come back, hang out with us, and tell me what is your favorite model from Gretch. Maybe you're also a Falcon fan like me. Maybe you want a 6120, a Penguin, a Streamline. I mean, there's so many things that Gretch makes, all unique, all very cool. I'm curious to know what you guys like. Now, the coolest thing about this guitar is not a spec and it's not a stat that you can put on paper. From the moment I got this thing, I started writing music. That whole intro song, it started out, I was actually in standard tuning. And I was like, you know what? I should tune to open G just kind of in honor of Rich. And I did, and then this whole new song started taking shape. And I'm like, oh man. And I kind of realized, oh, this is an amazing guitar. But it wouldn't really be my only guitar. I'm like, this is just like a really cool spice and flavoring that you put into your music. And sure enough, I'm like pairing it with the 335, put it in there with the acoustic. All this kind of stuff was happening, but it was all coming from this guitar. Like I could hear the other parts through this guitar, and I would play them and be like, it sounds good on here. What would it sound like with the Firebird? What would it sound like with this guitar? So I don't know. This guitar, the music, it's been inspiring for me. And there's also something fascinating that I've never experienced with an electric guitar before that we'll talk about here in a second, but maybe I should probably play it for you first. Okay, so let's talk about specs, and I also want to show you kind of where the title of the video came from. I didn't know a guitar could sound this good, because what's happening with this, that I've never experienced with a guitar before, is the way the notes are lingering. It's so fascinating. Like I was doing that beginning. That right there. The way the strings are continuing to ring out, and almost like molding together to make a new note in the background. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just the way I'm hearing it. It's like I have what I'm playing, and behind it, it's almost like you have a backing track, like a droning note behind it. And I'm like, oh, it's because it's a fully hollow guitar. The notes are like getting stuck in here and resonating throughout the body. It's really, really fascinating. Okay, now for the specs, if you want the full detailed specs, again, use that link down below. That's the best way to get those, because I'm just going to hit you with some, key specs here. It is a maple body with a solid spruce top. So this is a very, acoustic combination. Well, I guess not a lot of acoustics use maple back and sides, but this one does. And the spruce top is, obviously very common in acoustics. A Bigsby, of course. The pickups, this is a Broadtron in the neck, and then a TV Jones in the bridge here. You have a maple neck with an ebony board. So a lot of bright ingredients involved in this guitar, and it still sounds, warm and fuzzy in your hands. It's really good. That gets me every single time. One of the things, I do want to say in here, this guitar is expensive, and I'm actually in the process. I've kind of I already sold one guitar. I had an old 87 Ibanez RG550, the red one that I had. I sold that one because I have the yellow one that I use more. This thing has such a unique and important voice for me that I'm like, it's pulling music out of me that I didn't know was there. So it's worth it. So anyways, here's the tone comparison of the pickups, and then we'll wrap things up here in just a minute. So there you guys have it. What do you think? Other Gretch people out there, let me know what you've thought about these, if you've played them. What do you think about Falcons? What's your favorite Gretch? All these things, I'd be really curious to know, because like I said, this has been many moons in the making, going through so many models that Gretch offers and whittling it down to the Falcon to be like, okay, this is the one that I want. And then the wild card of the Rich Robinson being thrown in here. So, yeah, I'd be curious to know what you guys think about it. I think it sounds incredible. Having never spent this much time with a Gretch, I'm like, dude, I didn't know a guitar could sound this good. So, anyways, kind of piano-esque, in a way, in my opinion. So, very, very cool. Look, I already got hair on it. What are you going to do? Just a long hair bum. So, thank you guys, as always. Thank you to Sweetwater. Check the links if you would. And, yo, get your Gretch on. All right? Later, homies.